Hello sailors, and isn't it a dreamy morning in Sagres, Portugal? This week we round Cape St. Vincent and finally head east again. We're Faye, Rob and Yewy the Welsh Terrier. Welcome back to Sailing Hjem.
It was another early morning start. It was dark when we set off. Went a bit more according to plan this time. As we left, where do we live? Sagres, that's where we left. And we're on our way to Sagres today. It is 62 nautical miles south, a bit more added on to it for our old friends, the Augurs. We actually talked to the skipper of a vessel who was attacked on the last report that we mentioned in the last episode, or whatever it was. It wasn't long ago. He had two rudders and one of them was taken off. They were well offshore, but it doesn't matter. There's a few boats set off together this morning, and we're all staying inshore as a result. We'll be anchoring tonight. Dinghies all prepared and stuff, because there ain't no marina or anything in Sagres, so looking forward to that. But with it being a long one, even if we've set off early, we do run the risk of arriving there in the dark. So we definitely want to maintain the speed above 5.3, 5.4 knots. Wind south-southeast at the moment. We're going south-southeast, so it's on the nose. Got the mainsail up, it's giving us a tiny bit. But it is forecast to come round to the southwest later, so hopefully we'll get a bit more of a sailing angle, head to wind. Cape St. Vincent is also on the menu today, just before Sagres. Major headland. If the wind's coming from the southwest, I wouldn't anticipate any acceleration zone off the headland, but you never know. What we could get off the headland though are some reflections of the swell which will blow in from the southwest, hit off Cape St. Vincent, come back and hit us on the port side and give us the wibbly wobblies. We shall see. Been looking forward to getting around Cape St. Vincent for a long time, because if you look at the map of Portugal, it kind of protects you once you get around it from the northwesterly swell. Have I mentioned the northwesterly swell? Yeah. So hoping for calmer waters after Cape St. Vincent. We shall see. Long day in store, but we shall sit, look for pots, look for orcas, look at the sea, wander, marvel at life, reflect, and all that good stuff. So it's a cold and damp start to the day, is it not? Yewy's not really woken up, has she?
No, she doesn't do early mornings anymore.
No.
She used to be like crack of dawn staring at you to take her out.
Yeah.
She likes a lie-in.
She does like a lie-in. Bless her. Whoa. So yeah, it's 3 hours in or something now. We're averaging 5 knots. We've got some sails. We've got the full sails out now. We've got the Genoa out as well. There is some wind in it. It is giving us an extra 0.7 of a knot on top of the engine, which is nice. Should get there for 6 o'clock, which will be great because that's that's 2 hours of daylight when we get there. So if we can't set an anchor in 2 hours, we need to, I don't know, buy a camper van or something. Everyone's staying inshore. We're on the 30-metre line at the moment, just for that wind really, more than anything else. I wish we could turn another 10 degrees to starboard because we'd be sailing, I think. But we can't because it's not safe. Gotta keep going. Only 9 hours to go. Whee! Oh, the wind has picked up. Unfortunately though, it's coming from the south rather than the southwest. So this is not a favourable angle for us to get around Cape St. Vincent, and it also means that the closer we get there, the more of it we're going to get in our faces, I reckon. We'd like to go further offshore to create a better sailing angle. There's been a report of someone having their rudder whacked off this morning. Not round this neck of the woods, but they're around. And we don't want to take that risk. So we do the extra miles. How are you feeling, Faye?
A bit windswept.
What?
Windswept.
Windswept.
Yeah, it's alright. Just head to wind as usual. Head to wind or not, the Portuguese coast was treating us to some fantastic views. Here the cliffs appear zigzagged, striped, filled with faults and folds, a stunning example of tectonically stratified sedimentary rock. Followed immediately by these cliffs streaked red with iron. Coming up to Cape St. Vincent now. That island or rock just off the side of it is Gigante. You won't be able to see, but we can see loads of people just on top of the cliff. Maybe having a day out. Maybe they've gone for fish and chips. Apparently, there's a fish and chip place there.
No way!
Way?
What?
I know. But
Can we get them to send some down?
We should have drones.
Oh, man. Where's a drone delivery when you need one?
I know. I don't think we'd be able to get close enough to have it lowered down to us, unfortunately. But we have some delicious food in the fridge from last night, which we will reheat. Yes, we've got beef with lots of
Coixera!
yeah, and parsley and onions. It's delicious.
Oh, I forgot to put the parsley in.
Did you?
I did.
Okay, well, I'll have parsley in it tonight.
Did you taste parsley last night?
I tasted all spices though.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, lots of spice. And we've got some rice to go with that, which will be nice.
Nice rice.
But we're kind of dying to get in now. It's
Oh,
been
what a long passage, man.
so long. There's a Yoda on screen.
There you go.
Yay! They've been with us all the way down. Navigator have already turned the corner. They were miles ahead of us. Oh, yeah. Ready to get in, get anchored, launch the dinghy, get Yewy to shore.
4.9 nautical miles to go. Oh, but the thing is, once we get around Cape St. Vincent, we're in the Algarve.
Yeah.
So things are going to start getting really expensive. However, this Cape St. Vincent gets a right battering from the northwesterly swell. I have spoken about the northwesterly swell. And it gets a right battering, which means everything over there shouldn't get anything. Which means we might be swell free.
I've heard this from people. That would be so nice. It's been so long.
It has. Beautiful, actually, isn't it? Looks like it's a church.
It does, doesn't it? Church/lighthouse.
Getting a good sail at the end of this passage, but that's not a good thing. The wind is coming from the southeast. There's not supposed to be any wind, and the what wind there was supposed to be coming from the west. This anchorage doesn't have any protection from the south. So we've turned the corner, looking to get away from the swell, and I think we're going to have a hell of a lot of swell in the anchorage, which is just tremendous. And everyone's rolling in the anchorage. It's like not like the guy on the inside's got any like peace. He's still rolling.
We're in. We are tired. Yeah, another 60 nautical miles in the bank.
61. It's actually only 53 because the rest was added on by the orchids. So sorry, 56.
But yeah, we're in, and it looks rolly, but it's not going to be the worst anchorage we've stayed.
It isn't the worst anchorage you've ever been in, but it's not good. It's definitely not good. We'll see what happens overnight. I mean, it's got like it's not going like that, it's not going like that, it's kind of going like that at the moment.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens later on. The wind seems to be dying down, but how long is that southerly swell? The wind's been on all day. How long is it going to take that southerly swell to stop? Don't think it's going to.
I don't think it's going to. Well, it's not as bad as Eyemouth. I think it's on a par with when we stayed at Jura at Great House.
Maybe.
I think so. Anyway, we need to walk Yewy, and then you need to have a Sagres in Sagres.
I did have a Sagres in Sagres.
You do?
Right. Basically a lesson in how not to choose an anchorage. You don't want the wind blowing the boat onto the shore, which is what's happening at the moment. There's not supposed to be any wind. Well, there's supposed to be some light wind coming from the west where we would have protection, but one day there'll be a forecast that we can rely on. We've been to shore with Yewy. Now it's time for a beer. I've earned this beer. We set off. I mean, we've been up since like, what, 4:30? 4:30? Something like that. I don't even know what day of the week it is, but I'm ready for the beer.
And excuse the wobbly camera, but this is what we were talking about.
Don't excuse the wobbly camera. Why are you apologising because the camera's wobbling all over the place because we're rolling all over the place? Silly apology. You can't help it. Not your fault.
Anyway, this is the lovely Portuguese stew. We're having Sagres in Sagres. We're happy. We decided to head off bright and early the next day. Here we're getting ready to depart. Step 1, clip Yewy on.
Right, let's get this done then, darling, and get off.
However, almost as soon as I started lifting the anchor, the chain became seized in the windlass.
Right, you need to control the boat. There's no wind, you should be able to do it. Yeah, just try and keep it constant.
So, armed with our trusty screwdriver, Rob got to work dismantling and reassembling. Success! I got back to work raising and securing the CQR. Never a dull day.
Are you okay? Is it secure?
Well, that was Sagres. All 12 hours of it. I wonder how everyone else slept. Because we did not. Maybe 5 seconds at a time. It was weird, about like every 12th roll, it would stop for about 5 seconds and then you'd go, oh, and then it would just start again. And poor Yewy, she was very confused. So just a short one today, 4 hours, round to Portimao, oh baby. Got to have Sagres and Sagres though, that's cool. Oh, and we had lovely dinner, that was nice. Yewy got to run on the beach a bit, that was nice.
I mean, it wasn't as bad as Eyemouth because we couldn't see the keel of the boat as it rolled. But, I mean, we were talking about, is this as bad? Like, that was pretty nasty, really, you know. But it was free. It was a horrendous experience, but at least we didn't pay for it.
Now let's go and spend some money at a marina. And sleep!
Why don't you go back to sleep, man?
I wish I could go back to sleep. Oh well, sorry, not back to sleep, to sleep. So yeah, we're going 21 miles to Portimao. Bit of a touristy place on the Algarve. Don't really care though, to be honest with you. It's accessible at all states of tide. We'll arrive at low tide, which shouldn't present any problems. It's only 4 hours away, 21 miles. We're a quarter of the way there, which I'm happy about. There's a little, yes. The seafood section in Lidl in Portugal is like nothing you've ever seen. It's amazing. And they've got massive freezer fulls of clams. So I'm going to go and buy a load of clams and make a clam tagliatelle later on because my good missus has requested it. So yeah, just a short one, be there by lunchtime, and we'll catch up on some Z's.
It's gone 11 AM. It's our first cup of tea of the day. We're so shattered, but we have cake. This is some Madeiran cake, and it looks like it's got walnuts in it. Rob's already tried it.
Yum, yum, yum.
You lie?
I love it. Very well.
How are you doing?
I'm looking forward to getting in, and I'm gonna go to the gym, do some stair training, do 1,000 press-ups, wash the boat down, take all like a load of boat jobs off, just to get done before tea, you know, go to the supermarket, fill the water up, everything. Do the laundry, and we'll do everything when we get in.
A nice cup of tea. So nice.
There's a boat over there called Fluid Thrill.
Fluid Thrill?
Fluid Thrill, yeah, that's a weird name for a boat, isn't it?
I think so.
Look at this.
Some nice wake there, and now every boat in the anchorage is wobbling all over the shop. People with motorboats, do you just never look behind you? Do you have no concept of the wake, or do you not care, or do you actually like that you do that to all the other boats? Not all motorboat owners, I'm sure, but a big enough percentage from what we've encountered. Well, sailors, this is basically the only footage I have of Portimao. Other than a trip to the supermarket, we pretty much slept for 2 days. So, while we get reach out secured on the reception pontoon, I'll say thank you for joining us, and thank you for the support. If you're enjoying the voyage so far, please buy us a coffee. We kinda need it. Plus, Yewy will reward you with a personalised thank you. Until next time, like, comment, share and subscribe. And as always, fair winds.